Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Apparently, some Master Duel leaks came out. They put some stuff up really early in the game, and in the back files of the game, people were able to find effects on brand new cards coming from Duelist Advance. We're covering them all here. I don't have a ton of time, so we're going to kind of zoom through, but hopefully, you guys get the gist here. Starting off here, we have Black Magic Tribe Leo Wizard. I don't even know what that means. Oh, this is the card we looked at the other day, where he keeps if level 4 or lower monsters need to be tributed if they have a certain stat. Okay, not worried about him. Spirit Hunter, continuous trap. Once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, you can activate one of these effects. Place one monster from your deck in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. Huh. Okay. Low key, like Snake Eye vibes. Your opponent can special summon one monster card with less original attack than their life points from your spell and trap zone to their field, then they pay life points equal to its original attack. Whoa. Okay. And if unaffect monster or monsters you own a special summon to your opponent's field, you can send this face-up card from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard to special summon a level 4 lower monster from your deck. I don't get this one. Your opponent, like even this second effect, your opponent, it says it's your opponent can. So they could just be like, no thanks, I don't want the monster because I don't want to allow you to do that. Although to be fair, this second effect can trigger um just by your opponent special summoning anything. So you do get a way to summon any level 4 lower monster from the deck. This card's so weird. There's a lot going on with it. It seems like it actually could have some cheeky potential, but it's a trap still, so it's slow. But I'm sure there are some definite uses for this card. Next up, we have Wake Cup Mocha. Level 3 Wind Aqua Flip monster. 1000 attack, 100 defense. Once per turn during the end phase, you can change this card face down. You can target one face down monster on the field. Special summon this card from hand. If you do, change that monster face up. And if this card is flipped face up, you can target one face up monster on the field. It gains 1000 attack, but send it to the graveyard during the end phase. Honestly, not a terrible card in a flip deck that has trouble flipping faster. This is an interesting card. Like, just set Guru. Use, like, this card in hand, target Guru, you summon it, and Guru flips face up. Guru search, you go from there. So some decks actually could appreciate a card like this, but I don't know if it's strong enough to really even be worth it in other decks like that. Another Adagnister card. This is Linkslayer Adagnister. I love the original Linkslayer. Level 5 Dark Cybers, 2,600. If a Cybers monster you control would be used as link material for an Adagnister link monster specifically, this card in your hand can also be used as material. If this card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can discard one card, then target one spell or trap on the field, or you can target two. If this card on the field was used as material, destroy that card or cards. I don't see this one having the gusto here. Maybe he's a one of, but just he's not really a consistency card. He's an extender that gives you utility of going after back row. It's just fine. Legend of Justice Kaiba-Man. Holy, level 1 light warrior tuner. So he's not a spellcaster to work with the new blue eye stuff. Interesting. Okay. So let's see, 200 attack, 700 defense. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can show 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, deck, face-up field, and or graveyard. Then special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. If you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card to add a Blue Eyes monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, he's fun, but like forcing you to play the 3rd copy of Blue Eyes just to make this card work doesn't really do it for me. Otherwise, he would kind of be cheeky. He is a 1 card. If you play 3 Blue Eyes, he is a 1 card Synchro 9 with the ability to give you an additional search later, like from grave after that as well. But I just think he's not good enough, although he's fun. A new Kaiba-Man is pretty fun. First of the Dragon Lords, level 11 Dark. Oh, level 11 Dark Dragon Fusion. 37, 3,000. 3 normal monsters it needs as materials. Must be fusion summoned. You can only control one of these guys. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Unaffected by other monsters' effects. Once while face up on the field, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. He's fine. His materials are kind of brutal, so Getting him out is going to be a little bit tough, but he's fine on field, right? He's tough to deal with. He's Chaos Angel-esque, right? Can't be destroyed, unaffected by monster effects. And even if your opponent does have to out him with spell or traps, if anything is continuous or field spell that they're kind of using to out him, you kind of get to punish the rest of the back row, which is kind of cool. He's fun, though. He's fine. Next up here, we have the Star Ham. Oh, we had the other ham, the Fusion Ham guy. Level 3 Light Beast Synchro. Whoa. Could this be like yummy, inadvertent yummy support? 1,000, 1,200, one tuner plus one or more non-tuners. If this card is synchro summoned, discard one card to special summon a monster from your graveyard that was used as material for this card synchro summon. And if you do, it's treated as a tuner. Nice. Okay, to keep synchro climbing. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can discard 2 cards to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay. Honestly, not terrible. It's just a good like synchro climb card. Discard 1 card, summon one of the materials back, keep climbing. That's actually not a bad synchro at all. That's cool. Argostars, a rank 4. Okay, now we're talking. All right. Argostars, Courageous Aryan. Rank 4 Dark Warrior, 22/22, completely generic, any 2 level 4s. Once per turn, you can also exceed this card using 1 Argostar monster you control. Just place it on any Argostar, even the main deck monsters. Nice. If this card is exceed summon, add an Argostar spell from deck to hand. That's really nice. Okay. During the standby phase, you can attach 2 materials from this card. Place up to 3 Argostars continuous traps from your graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone. Yo. Okay, so now this deck just needs like interruption. Just give them interruption and we're in there because this card pushes the engine like crazy. Like actually so much. This card does so much now. Okay, cool. That's a really, really powerful card for Argostars. They just need the payoff for it now. All right, next up here we have Gaia Stream, the Graceful Force, a new water version of Gaia. Rank 6 Water Aqua, 0/0 for the stats. 2 level 6 monsters is what it takes. Once per turn, you can also exceed summon this by using a rank 5 or 7 monster you control. Okay. Cannot be used as material for an exceed summon the turn it's summoned. Cannot attack directly. Gains attack equal to the combined levels and ranks of its attached materials times 200. And at the end of the damage type of this card battles, detach 1 material from this card. Okay. Never mind. This card doesn't really do anything. There's a bunch of text here, and then you're just like, oh, this card actually doesn't do anything. I can't even use it I can't use it as exceed material, so it's not like I'm getting a bonus material for a Zeus line or something. It just doesn't work. Okay, funny. Whatever this card is called. Link to Light Beast. Oh no. Link to Light Beast. Okay. I'm not even gonna worry about the name. 1500 attack, points bottom and to the right. Two light monsters, including a beast. Your opponent cannot target cards in the field zone with card effects. This is definitely like the Ancient Fairy Dragon support. Has to be. If this card is link summoned, you can target a quick play spell in your graveyard. Set it. Huh? Okay. If this card is destroyed, you can choose the following effects up to the number of cards in the field zones and apply them in sequence. Destroy 1 card your opponent controls, inflict 1,500 damage to your opponent. Sure. It's fun. Float after all of it. Not bad though. Getting a quick play spell back from grave. Imagine your deck just starts with a quick play spell and you just get to set it back and keep going, or droplet or called by the grave. It's cool. That's cool. It's a fun card. It's not crazy though. Regenesis Pentatouche. Jesus. Normal spell. If you control a monster with 25 original attack or defense, target a card your opponent controls, or target 2 if you control a Regenesis Lord. Banish that card or cards. Okay. If this card's in your grave, except the turn it was sent there, banish it to special summon a monster with 2,500 attack or defense from your hand. This card's not very good. It's like a utility, like removal card, but it's just that only, and it has some hoops you got to jump through just to turn it on. It's not that hard in a deck like Regenesis, but still, meaning having you to already commit to the field is kind of annoying. All right, Regenesis Commandments, normal trap, apply this effect. Apply these effects to all cards your opponent controls in the same column as your Regenesis monsters. If they're face-up cards, negate their effects. Whoa. Oh, this is a normal trap, though. It's not a continuous. Face-down monsters cannot change their battles. They're just locked face-down. Face-down spells and traps cannot be activated until the next turn. That's an interesting card. If it was a continuous, it'd feel kind of like that Mech Knight trap, but it is interesting. But you do have to you have to work the columns and stuff. And this deck doesn't like shift columns. You don't have like cards that swap columns, I don't think, for Regenesis. So it could be powerful in certain scenarios, but probably not going to be consistently good. Sudden Thunderous Swamp is a continuous spell. When this card is activated, discard one card, and if you do, set a continuous trap from your deck or graveyard with an effect that specials itself as a monster, except the discarded card. Whoa. Okay. So this is a continuous spell that searches like trap monsters. You do have to discard a card, but it doesn't discard its cost, which I like. So if you get ashed, oh no, it sets even. Okay. It means if you get ogred, you wouldn't get ogre. It's on activation. But whatever, if you get popped, you wouldn't lose the card in hand. If this card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard or banished face up, you can target one of them, add one card with the same name from your deck to your hand. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool little punish as well for if your opponent tries to remove this. That's cool. Nice. That's a nice little card for more trap monster stuff. This card is called Spring. It's a field spell. Once per turn, you can choose any number of your unused main monster zones, and if you do, place that number of season counters on this card. Also, those zones cannot be used while this card is on the field. Monsters you control gain 400 attack for each season counter on this card. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, take one field spell from your deck that you can place a season counter on and place it face up on your field, but neither player can activate its effects this turn. And if you do, put all season counters on this card. What? I don't even know what's going on with this card. Let me know in the comment section because I don't even know how to unpack this card. This card's crazy. Shipment Error, normal trap card. When a card or effect is activated that includes an effect that adds a card from the deck to the hand, the activated effect becomes your opponent takes one card from their deck for you to add to your hand, and you must keep that card revealed. During the end phase of this turn, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, draw one card. Okay. I don't really know the utility on this card, but it just seems like filler stuff to me. All right, we got a bunch of other stuff to go through. We've got 2 Primite cards here. One is called Primite Fusion. It's a normal spell. Fusion summon one dragon fusion monster from your extract by shuffling its materials from your field, graveyard, and or banishment into the deck, including a normal monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard to add a level 5 or higher Primite monster from your deck to graveyard to your hand. Okay. So adding a Primite is not that great because it's level 5 or higher. It's only the first one that came out. I don't remember his name. The fusion's okay, right? You get to use all your materials from graveyard or banish if you want. You do have to use a vanilla, so only certain cards you can make, but maybe this even helps stuff like Dark Magician or Red Eyes because you just get one of them in rotation with the Primite stuff and you're able to fuse into even Dragoon, right? Can this just make Dragoon? No, it don't. This summons a dragon fusion. Is Dragoon a dragon or a spellcaster? I think he might be spellcaster. But there's got to be some targets we can summon off of this that are actually respectable, but who knows? This could be decent. I just don't like that this can't get another barrel. Yeah. All right. We also have a new fusion, Primite Dragon Nather Berzelius. Jesus. Level 8 Earth Dragon fusion, 16 attack for a level 8 fusion, 0 defense, 1 Primite monster plus 1 or more normal monsters, gains 1,000 attack for each normal monster used for its fusion. Okay, that's fine. Negate the effects of monsters your opponent controls whose level, rank, or link rating is less than or equal to the number of normal monsters on your field and graveyard. Okay, that's not great. It's going to force you to play like multiple normal monsters. Not enough. Like I guess you could turn off link 1s and 2s maybe. Like maybe turning off link 1s and 2s is where this comes in handy in certain decks that play level 1s and 2s, but not great. And if this card is sent from the field to graveyard, you can special summon a normal monster from deck in defense position. This card's fine. This fusion stuff is fine. I think there could be more utility from Primite Fusion in specific decks, but that's what we're looking at. New Morganite stuff. 2 new Morganites. This one is Morgana, the Witch of Eyes, a new level 4 dark spellcaster, 1521. This card's always treated as a Morganite card. So isn't that other Morganite search Morganites? So I think this might be searchable off of that. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish a Morganite spell from grave, negate the attack. If this card is normal or special, you can add a Morganite spell from your deck to your hand. And if you have 3 or more Morganite spells with different names in your graveyard and or banish, you can make the attack of all face-up monsters your opponent controls 0. This card's kind of cool. Like, can we actually just play like a Morganite control deck where you kind of just play the Morganite spells? You play this as your main normal summon. Maybe you play Kashtira with it or whatever stuff works with the Morganite restrictions, and actually just play like a super heavy, like simple control deck. That's kind of cool. Okay, I like that. That's a good card. And then Guilt Gripping Morganite, the new one, normal spell. For the rest of this duel, apply the following effects. You cannot activate monster effects in the hand. That's not a problem. That's something we already have. You can normal summon level 5 or higher monsters without tributing. Okay. And you don't have to pay life points to activate spell or trap cards. You can banish this card from the graveyard, then reveal a Morganite card in your hand, place the revealed card on the bottom of the deck, then draw one card. This one to me feels like the worst Morganite so far. Like all you're doing is saving life points on spell and trap effects and normal summoning level 5 or higher without tributing. That's really all we're doing here. But in a scenario where this is our main normal summon now, I'm not sure if this one's that good. We'll have to see. We may need one more good Morganite to make this deck fully feel worth it with Morgana. But that's still cool. It's a cool direction they're taking it in. All right, this is huge. Vanquish Soul. This is Vanquish Soul, Holy Sue. I haven't even looked at Vanquish Soul in a while. Level 5 Earth Psychic Effect monster, 500 attack, 2200 defense. During the main phase, quick effect. Reveal one other Vanquish Soul card in your hand. Special summon this card from the hand. Okay. Quick effect. Activate one of these effects by revealing a monster in your hand with the listed attributes. So quick effect, if you reveal Earth and Dark, take control of one monster your opponent controls with the lowest attack. Your choice if tied until the end phase. Okay. Fire and Dark, special summon a non-psychic Vanquish Soul monster from your deck. This is another route. This is another route to allow you to get the fire dude out. I can't even remember his name right now. But you do have to reveal a fire and a dark to make that happen. Okay, it's an interesting card. It is a card on contingent having like a lot of stuff in hand, but it is more routes to get you to your main stuff. New rank 4. Whoa, Vanquish Soul rocks. Rank 4 Dark Pyro, 2,000, 2,500. It does take 2 level 4 Vanquish Souls specifically, but this does make Pantera specifically way better, potentially. Once per turn, if a Vanquish Soul monster battles this turn, you can also exceed summon Vanquish Soul rocks by using one Vanquish Soul monster or one rock the Vanquisher you control. Transfers materials to this card. That's really good. So if just any Vanquish Soul battled this turn, you can just overlay him on any Vanquish Soul or rock. Let's see. Gains the following effects based on the attributes of its attached materials. If you have a dark on it, all monster your opponent controls will lose 800. If you have a fire, Vanquish Soul monsters gain 1,000. If you have an earth, you can detach a material from this card to destroy one card your opponent controls. I'm not sure this card does enough. Like, it's easy to make, maybe for like Zeus lines and stuff, but I'm not sure this card quite does enough. None of its effects really like are that impressive to me. Okay. Luckily we have one more. This is a field spell. This is Vanquish Soul Start. Ooh, that's got to be a starter. The deck needs starters. Field spell card. You can target one Vanquish Soul monster you control as cost. Add a Vanquish Soul with a different attribute from your deck to your hand. Okay, so like stuff like Pantera being able to special without normal summoning, and then you add the fire guy is really nice. But this helps you get good attributes to hand. I like that. And it's just once per turn. Nice. If a Vanquish Soul monster you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can reveal a Vanquish Soul monster in hand instead. That's really annoying. So just like nothing ever can be destroyed as long as you have a Vanquish Soul in hand. And during your end phase, if you control 2 or more Vanquish Soul monsters, you can set a Vanquish Soul trap from your deck. Yo, okay. That is not bad. I think this might actually be the most useful of the 3 cards. This gives you quite a good bit of utility. That's really, really nice. Yeah, I don't mind that. I really don't. Okay, cool. So I like Vanquish Soul Start. Rocks is interesting. You'll still probably play him because he's just so easy. And if you're making him with like a Pantera or a Rock, you're just popping a card for free. So that's cool. And this one's interesting, but it just requires so many attributes and names in hand to like work, kind of. So it's okay. I'm very interested. I haven't played Vanquish Soul in a while, so I'd be curious what people think on these cards, how much they actually help them out. I'd love to hear those thoughts down below. Nouvelles. Nouvelles up next. All right, new continuous spell. While you control a Nouvelle monster card, all face-up monster your opponent controls are changed to attack position. Each time a monster is tributed by a ritual monster's effect, your opponent pays 850 life points. Okay. And once per turn, if you special summon a ritual monster, you can target one of them Okay. Add a recipe or Nouvelle card from your deck to your hand, except to continue a spell, and if you do, increase that monster's by 1. Seems pretty good, but again, Nouvelle has had a lot of problems, but this does seem like a pretty good engine card overall, so we'll see. Chef de Nouvelle, level 3 Light Fiend, Pendulum, 1000 attack, 1850 defense. This card has so much text. Pendulum scale 0. If this card on the field is tributed and added to the extra deck face up, place this card in the pendulum zone. Cool. You cannot activate the following effects in the same chain. Once per turn, you can target an effect monster on the field, increase its level by up to 3. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster, banish a recipe spell from your hand, deck, or graveyard to apply that card's activation. Wow. That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Pendulum effect. During your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can add a Nouvelle card from your deck to your hand, except a Pendulum monster. Okay, that's pretty good. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can special summon this card. Interesting. That card actually has some legs too. Again, there's a lot to follow here. I just don't have time to do a deep dive, just kind of giving you guys the news here. So if you're a big Nouvelle fan, let me know. And lastly up, we have a new Angry Burger, level 6 Dark Warrior, 28, 1850 for the stats. This card is always treated as Hungry Burger. There we go. You can ritual summon this card with a recipe card. Monsters your opponent controls that can attack must attack if able. You can only use each effect once per turn. Reveal this card in your hand to add a Nouvelle monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, shuffle this card into the deck. So it's just the Mikanko girl. Nice. That's a good searcher. You can tribute 1 attack position monster on either field, and if you do, special summon a Hungry Burger with 2000 attack from your hand or deck. So to get the full use of this, you would still have to play Hungry Burger, but you do still, it does make him like a decent little bonus interruption as well. Very cool. Okay. Nice. Good for Nouvelle. New stuff here. We have new Tistina, Ashened, and Flame Swordsman support here. Dark Flare Swordsman, level 6 Fire Warrior, 2200 attack, 800 defense. You take no damage from battles with this guy. You can only use effects once per turn. You can send a Flame Swordsman or a monster that mentions it from your extra deck to the graveyard as cost. Nasty. Special summon this from hand. Also, you cannot declare attacks for the rest of the turn except with warriors. That is barely even a restriction. That is such a good summoning condition. Quick effect, you contribute this card to special summon a monster that mentions Flame Swordsman from deck, except a level 6 monster. Really good. That's a phenomenal engine card. Doesn't take your normal summon. Lets you foolish a Flame Swordsman card as cost, and then also is just Lone Fire Blossom. That's quick effect. That card's phenomenal. Tistina. This is Miasma Dragon Tistina, level 10 Dark Aqua. 2000 attack. If this card is normal or special, you can add a Tistina monster from your deck to your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, like Tistina monsters gain 1000. If this card is sent to the graveyard while a card is in the field zone, you can special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon from the hand or graveyard for the rest of this turn except Tistina monsters. Interesting. So foolishing this while any card is in the field spell zone allows this card to come back and then get its search. Otherwise, it doesn't summon itself automatically. But interesting. This card to me doesn't seem fully good enough on its own to get Tistina there, but if they get more cards, we'll be looking at stuff. And then a new Ashen card. A lot of people, hopefully this is good. Continuous spell card. When this card is activated, place Obsidian the Ashen City from your deck face up in either field zone. Okay. You can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and 1 level 8 or higher Dark Pyro monster in your graveyard. Send that card on the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon that other monster from your graveyard to your opponent's field in defense position. I guess this is a way for you to give your opponent the dragon, give them the dragon back while outing a card on their field. That's cool. You can only use this once per turn. You can only activate it once per turn. This card's fine. Again, like decent card for both Tistina and this card. Just not sure it's enough. I think the Flame Swordsman card is crazy good. Crazy good. But we'll see on that. Maybe even for Infernoble, this card could come up because this restriction is not brutal. Like without normal summon now, you can just special summon this guy, get a bonus card in graveyard, and summon the level 4 Stratos guy without normal summon in like Infernoble Knight. Which is pretty cool. All right. Are these the same? These are the same. I did these both. Okay. So I think that's everything. If there's anything I missed, I will make a video later today, but I got to go for now. Thank you so much for watching as always, guys. Subscribe to the channel for way more stuff from me down the line, and I'll see you guys in later videos. Let me know your thoughts on everything here, though. I'm very, very psyched to hear about it. But thank you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.